Today is his biggest match later on in the day, 10-2 against CmcHugh. So we're going to see if they're both still undefeated when we get there, who the top dog really is.
That's going to be an interesting match, and Will and I were both talking before.
Fresh Batman, right?
Yeah,
Like, so what do you say?
So Rice, like Bag had said, Hog Rider player, CMC, very versatile. I would love to see if Rice's comfort zone outplays CMC's mechanical skill.
We're going to see the Giant Knight, which we do. That seems to be the go-to punish for Elixir Collectors. I feel like so many times in this tournament, we've seen Elixir Collectors come down, and Giant Knightwood seems to be the most devastating. It's a huge ground tank. It is a solid, damaging ground attacker, and you've got the Bat Swarm behind it. For 9 Elixir, you get so many different mechanics coming at you that it's just hard to keep track.
What a play from CMC. The Giant was able to dish out a ton of damage. The Bats from the Night Witch locked onto the tower, while CMC just sneaks in a miner, takes down that pump, and just like that, CMC has the Elixir lead, and Rice is down a lot of health.
We featured a deck from last week's European broadcast. It was a Surgical Goblin Golem deck that did not run Elixir Collector. The reason why he did that was because Elixir Collector seems to be not worth the effort right now. It's just, you get punished so badly, especially if you open with an Elixir Collector and you don't know what your opponent's playing or has in cycle yet. And we just saw a textbook example of that with Rice here.
Yeah, and I think Rice kind of felt safe playing the pump there with the Giant all the way in the back. This Ice Golem will take those minions into 2 shots from the tower. Ice Spirit will help out a little bit right there. Full health Giant rolling. The Bats! The single Bats. Rice does throw the zap onto the Bats, and the Giant's going to get 2 hits on the tower. Meanwhile, that Miner is just chipping away back at the pump.
And this could not be going better for McHugh. I feel like not only does he already have a significant lead on the one tower, but he's working very hard on getting the next tower down as well. However, big push here on the right side by Rice. This could, oh no, those are blue Bats, not red Bats.
Yeah, the Bats from the Night Witch cleaned it up, but Rice got some good damage.
Yeah, I mean,
about 1,000 damage on that left-hand tower. With a minute left, I wouldn't count Rice out of this game just yet.
Not at all. Especially if you are playing a deck like this that's pretty good in double elixir time, there's a lot of opportunity for him to come back. We got 3 Musketeers coming out, splitting. Fireball comes out on the weak side tower. He knew he didn't want to put him on the strong side tower. Didn't want to put him on the weak side tower because of course Fireball would take out 2 Musketeers and destroy it.
Yeah, here comes a minion horde here. Rice is going to zap the minion horde, but the minions will clean up that battle ram. The bandit will come in and help clean up the barbarians as well. Bandit's going to charge onto the Night Witch, and
you can see some Bats here because he's already used zap. Zap's out of cycle for him.
The Musketeers going to lock onto the tower, but the Bats are going to come back, and Musketeers going to get 3 shots. The battle ram is going to be able to charge onto the tower here. It's going to connect.
Wow!
386, 227, 4 HP. Rice just needs to cycle back to that zap spell, and he will have no problem putting this game into overtime.
Downside is he can't zap this minion horde that's coming in. He's got to use it. Looks like we're going to go into overtime here. A fireball could come down. We got to see a fireball out of McHugh if he wants to win this game.
Yep, Rice throws down the zap. CMC throws down the fireball. We're heading into overtime.
It was interesting that he used Miner and zap. Didn't quite get it there. A fireball just would have done it. He almost would have been better off cost-wise by using it, but I think what he was afraid of was if he uses the fireball early, then 3 Musketeers could come out in the middle, right in the center, and lock onto your tower.
Yeah, and I think Rice wants to play it safe, build up a nice push, keep these Musketeers back, and be able to build up, like you said, a huge push right here. Minion Horde is going to be coming down that left-hand lane. Zap onto the Musketeers. Fireball is going to come out and clean those up. Night Witch barely lives with any health, and Rice opts to pump.
It's a questionable pump, too, because, you know, again, your opponent's out of Fireball. You could put your 3 Musketeers in the middle, and what's McHugh going to do about it? He just used his Fireball. I guess he could zap at skeletons or whatever, but those aren't really great answers. It's a lot of damage that can hit the tower.
Yeah, the King Tower is going to be locked onto the Miner here, but the Miner will still be able to take down the pump. The Musketeers actually turn around and take a couple minions out, and these Bats are going to die. Minions are going to come in and do a little bit of damage. Rice, yeah, he's going to have to zap there. But the Musketeers getting a little bit of damage onto that King Tower.
That's a great tactics, great setup there by McHugh. He had 2 situations where he knew that his opponent had to zap on the tower, so he could happily play the Bats, on the 2 Musketeers, knowing that, like, he can't zap that. If he zaps that, he's going to lose the game.
Yeah, CMC leaked a little bit of Elixir there, so a huge push. Oh, he opts a Battle Ram on the left-hand side. The Battle Ram is going to tank for the Musketeers, but his zap is going to come down and clean those up. Bats will clean up the Battle Ram, no problem. But CMC's push on the right-hand side was just melted by the Musketeer Night Witch. Musketeer is going to lock onto the tower here. 3 Musketeers again split in the center. Fireball comes down, does catch the tower. Bandit's going to come up and clean up a 1 Musketeer.
Great skeleton
play. Perfect skeleton play right there. Minion Horde on top of that left Musketeer.
And actually, this is slowly, in my head, shifting toward Rice's favor because he keeps splitting the Three Musketeers over and over. And yeah, two of them are getting fireballed, but the two are still getting value. Like, they're shooting. You know, they're getting some shots off. It's not like they're getting fireballed and then disappearing off the map.
Oh, CMC missed that left-handed Musketeer and didn't even catch the tower, but Zappa's going to come down and clean this up. 54 seconds. We might see the first ever tie in the CCGS.
Right. We haven't had a draw yet. We'll go over the draw rules if we get to that situation.
In any region, there has never been a draw, and we might see it here. 40 seconds remain. Minion Horde coming down to defend that push.
Wow.
Ice Golem going to come down. Yeah, this Giant could do a lot of damage. Night Witch is going to come down.
There's the bat, because he knew he was going to zap the Minion Horde.
Yep.
You get the bats in there.
Giant's going to lock onto the tower here for only one shot. Miner's going to be coming in as well. Night Witch does not predict the Miner, but the Miner's not going to get a lot of damage with the Crown Tower and the King Tower focused on it. 15 seconds left. Rice might have the Three Musketeer right in the center right here to see if he can pull out a miracle.
I don't think you... yeah, I guess you could right here with 10 seconds left. There's not enough time for a counterattack to come in. But I was saying, like, boy, if he gets fireballed, that's going to hurt real bad. But it really won't hurt bad because only 4 seconds
Minion Horde's
left.
coming in. And, ooh.
Our very first draw.
Wow.
Draw something, buddy.
That, I cannot draw. I'm a terrible artist. But
Okay.
these guys can.
So tell me, Full Furnace, what does that mean for this match? Is that a tie?
So this match is going to result in a tie.
Okay.
So they will stay into the overtime of 3 minutes. And this is crazy. So CMC had 1,400 health left on his tower. The Musketeer is going to lock on. And CMC had nothing to stop this Battle Ram. The Battle Ram is going to connect. The minions come down just a little too late. Not before that Barbarian gets another swing and the Zap comes in. And Rice's tower is in Fireball range. And CMC's tower is in Zap range. And we're going to see the Miner actually lock on here. Rice almost defended this, and then CMC just had plenty of time to throw out the fireball. Zap comes down from Rice. That game goes into overtime and eventually ends in a jam.
Here we go.
Game number 2, but nobody has won yet.
Yeah. Game 2 in a 0-0 match. We don't know what the decks are. Looks like Rice might be playing the same deck again. One thing I think Rice could have done differently, we didn't see it at all to the very end, is he never played it in the middle. Like, we never saw those central place Three Musketeers. It's hard to think of that stuff in the middle of a match. It's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm watching from above the Royal Arena. It's easy for me to make judgments. It's really hard to think about that in the middle of the game. We might see him go, you know, if I would have just played that differently, I could have pulled it off.
Oh, the Tornado is going to pull the Hog to the King Tower. Looks like CMC might be running Hog Lock bait.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. You're right, because he's got them. We've already seen the Dark Goblin, so it's like a Hog log bait sort of deck. We're using the Hog Rider as a big push. Almost every other card in the deck are fragile ranged attackers and Goblin gangs. Very hard to deal with unless you have a log in your deck, and we'll see if Rice does or not.
Yeah, Rice is going to poison the Princess here. I think that was a pretty smart play. Here comes a Goblin Barrel. Rice probably has the log for this. The log is going to come out there.
Do you think this is the same Night Witch Battle Ram 3 Musketeers deck we saw, but with poison instead of maybe like Ice Spirit?
It could be. Well, there's the Ice Spirit.
Maybe not.
It could be the Inferno Dragon one.
Oh, good call.
Maybe.
And yeah, Knight's not in that deck, so this is definitely...
Oh, no. So the Hog is going to connect there for
lot of hits.
3 hits. Oof. Wow. 2 towers and a Knight hitting it and still got 3 hits off. That is
70
crazy.
viewers and a lot of confetti for CmcHugh.
Yep. Poison will clean up that Princess, just that last tick. Goblin Barrel is going to be coming in. It's a trick barrel, but Rice is not falling for it.
I mean, between the Tornado and the Log, I would normally say Rice is a pretty good matchup here, but really the question is, like, what are you going to do about this Hog Rider? He didn't have the Tornado in cycle last time. Now he's got to make sure that he always has Tornado up, because you cannot let a Hog Rider through no matter what.
Yeah, what Rice needs to do with his Tornado is he needs to pull the Hog Rider to the center a lot further. He kind of held it up, where it was only locked on by 1 tower. If he pulls it to the center, all 3 towers will lock onto it and be able to clean it up. And a valuable poison right there from Rice.
And this is looking pretty deadly. He's got to use the Log there on defense in order to stop the bleeding. But we have CmcHugh. His left tower is under 1,000 health. Who is this Rice guy who has given CmcHugh so much trouble?
Let's see the Tornado come out. It's going to pull the Hog back, but the Executioner is not going to be able to clip the Princess. So the Princess is just going to chip away, and the Hog still got a shot off on tower.
Yeah, I think I'd be thrilled with that if you're CmcHugh.
That 0.5 seconds that pulled off the Tornado.
Last point of damage. We see another poison come down. It's going to do some damage to the tower and take out the Princess. We don't think we have a Tornado. Is it back in cycle? He does have it back in cycle. All 3 towers lock on, do a tremendous amount of damage, and he's able to keep that tower pristine.
Yep, that's exactly what Rice needs to do. He needs to Tornado that Hog to the center. Rice does have the log. It looks like Rice will be able to take this game. The poison does 240. The tower's only at 200. Rumham. Rice takes game number 1 over CMC.
And for the first time, McHugh is facing an elimination game in the second game of a match. He's played a couple game 3s, but he's always won the Super Magical Cup, Clash Royale League Season 1. Also, and he's here, buddy, in the studio, shaking his hands out. Came right from Coachella 10 years ago.
Ready to go. 12 years ago. Representative of Clout Gaming. So.
Clout's only representative in this tournament, but there are so many esports teams out there getting even
play that did a lot of damage to CMC's tower.
And
Graveyard's coming in, and look at the value of the poison spell right there. Goblin Gang, Dark Goblin, and also I'd like to point out CMC had really good timing with the Princess shots. The log comes out right there, and the Princess shoots, and the bats take it down. Yeah. But CMC did have the ice.
And yet Rice was still able to overpower it, showing that Rice is a crafty player of his own.
Yes, for sure. So game number 3, Rice is up 1-0. Both players sitting at 10 elixir. Battle Ram in the back. That's an interesting play.
Yeah, I wonder if he's testing the waters here, seeing what his opponent's going to do. You signal it way in advance to give your opponent time. Like, all right, let's see him counter it. And the next time I play a Battle Ram, that's going to be the value.
Yeah, the Night Witch alone will counter the Battle Ram, no problem. Well, the Night Witch does take half health.
It's not much. I mean, you got to figure you took maybe 2 elixir on defense to kill a 4 elixir attacker.
That really good poison spell right there. That might clean up the tombstone before the bandit's even going to charge to it. Wow. And it does. The battle ram gets zapped right there. Miner's going to be coming in, and this battle ram, oh, it doesn't connect though.
What a push by Rice!
But Rice is going to get huge damage. This might even be a tower. Tombstone has to come. A panic tombstone from CMC. The bats are going to clean up the skeletons. Barbarians are full health. Bats are ticking away, and Rice takes the tower of CMC.
He's smiling. He's smiling and confident right now, but that's right where McHugh wants you. He says, good game already. He feels like he can't come back. McHugh does not want to lose this match, but with 1:45 to go, he's got to take not 1 but 2 towers of his opponents.
Yep. Both players are at even elixir, and Rice is just sitting high and proud right now, but don't count him out yet.
This is the Rice we saw the first half of week 1. Now, if you remember, in week 1, Rice started off 2-0, 4-0, and then lost his last 2 matches. We thought Rice might go 4-0 on the day, ended up 2-2. But here we are in the first one of Rice's games in week 3. He is proving to be a really formidable competitor.
Yeah, Rice hasn't taken any damage, and we're about to hit double elixir. CMC is not, he's not pleased about this.
Yeah, these good games are not, I get the impression these are maybe frustrated good games.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tombstone's gonna come out here. Miner's gonna get some good chip damage on the right-hand side. And I think the MVP of this play is the poison onto the Tombstone so the Bandit and Battle Ram can get through.
Unless we see a huge turnaround, we are less than a minute away from the first and biggest upset to our leaderboard that we're going to see probably all day. I mean, we had kind of predicted and chalked in Rice to lose this match and for McHugh and 10-2 to have this like undefeated battle at the end of the day, but Rice is putting a big spoiler on those plans.
Yeah, and Rice definitely doesn't want to face elimination.
Not at all. This match may secure him into the spring finals. Like, he might not mathematically be able to fall out with this win.
I don't think so, because Godslayer only has 1 game left, and Godslayer's the only contender to knock him out.
You're right. Actually, Lucifer got a win too, so I think if Rice wins, so much happens. Rice winning here secures his spot into the spring finals, pulls CmcHugh potentially down into the 3rd place position against Oxalate, and eliminates Godslayer from the elimination round.
Oh, but CMC has a huge push going here, but it was perfectly defended by Rice.
And Rice, 2 zeros! Colin McHugh!
Look at this relief on Rice's face right there. He took a deep breath. He was like, ooh, did I just beat one of the best players in the world?
That's not
yes,
just,
I did.
Like, yeah, not only is that a...
In that second match, he got it so quick. Look at the replay here.
First push was unstoppable. That poison just did so much work.
And that bandit had just a tick of health left, but it still dealt so much damage before it died because it was still able to get a charge off and almost take out CmcHugh's bandit.
I mean, you could see that CmcHugh just didn't have anything to defend it other than that ice golem, which just was not enough.
Well, I think at that point it was really too late. The Miner taking out those archers and tanking.
2 matches in, 8 left to go. These players still have a lot of room to solidify themselves, but remember, this is the final week. By the end of today, we will know exactly who sits where on this ladder. Right now, Unstoppable is looking really in a tight spot. He's 0-4. He still has 3 games left, so he can potentially pull himself out. And Oxalate posturing himself to potentially be top 2. And remember, these players are playing for a $1 million prize pool. There's so much on the line for these guys, and they have to understand what their potential could be.
I'm kind of sad. Unstoppable. Losing that game.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, super stoppable.
He's very, very stoppable.
Gosh, look at that.
Yeah.
First place
But
is $15,000.
Yeah, there's so much money on the line. At least Unstoppable
I
is.
thought the round robin was for the 15,000, so I was like,
Oh,
yes.
you're like,
No.
"Oh,
I already got 15.
And for those of you that don't recognize that voice, we have here the legend himself, the undefeated 10-2.